I don't need to know why selfish people suck or what they're sucking at right now and how they're sucking at it. That's not. Right now, we have quantum computing globally linking all technology. Artificial intelligence is never artificial. We have quantum computing globally linking all technology. Okay. So you gotta, if you want something to play with, go and buy yourself a toy. Say it like, tell it like it is. Guys, you cannot call intelligence artificial. Jesus is not artificial. Judah Krishnamurti and myself are not artificial. Okay, we're real human beings that love you. So that's intelligence. Okay, if someone is using technology to manipulate you with philanthropy, that's artificial perception of what they are labeling intelligent, but it's not, right? So you have all these narcissist videos all over my YouTube, and I'm like, are the people doing this trying to blink twice because they fell under duress, or is quantum computing and technology trying to tell me about the people that are still manipulating the technology so I can't get it to share the truth of the Lord's Prayer? That is probably more than likely the case scenario. Okay? That the technology is letting me know you have 1, 2, 3 views. These people have 14K, 140K, 3 million, right? And they're geniuses, and they're going to tell you how to deal with narcissists. And it's like, oh my gosh, labeling. You're like, guys, you'll find that when you're living truthfully, and then you're faithfully honoring natural laws to be empathetic and respectful and compassionate and merciful human beings because they've been through hell for a long time, that there'll be a lot less labeling. You're crazy. You're an idiot. You're insane. You're selfish. And guys, when you're not behaving empathetically and respectfully and faithfully and lovingly, then you're going to get a lot of that labeling, right? Labeling. Drugs for sale, electroshock therapy for sale, healing hearts, healing minds. Only half of a woman's butt here. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying? So, Sheldon, Big Bang Theory, it's not the shape of a heart. A heart has a totally different shape. This shape, that's only half of this, is the shape of a woman's buttocks upside down. Like when you look at Average White Band and the album cover with, Pick Up the Pieces, it's got a woman's butt and it has a W and it looks like a heart. Okay, but it doesn't come together at the top. It's got a woman sitting on top. Okay. Anybody else like Pick Up the Pieces by the Average White Band? No? You should. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. Why? I love that song. It's one of me fivers, man. It's real fun to shoot baskets to. Basketball is exercise to save you from having pneumonia in Massachusetts if you're a rich white person and the doctor teaches physical education at your school. What happens? Forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, right? Okay, well, let's turn that there rec hall into a basketball barn and we get some exercise during the winter time. In New Mexico, the reason why I put the best is because it gets windy. And now you can have 75 mile an hour winds and you can go inside the rec hall and shoot hoops. Yeah. But we don't want 75 mile an hour winds. You want to stop driving cars so the winds don't have to go that fast to blow all the pollution around because the trees are like, help, Cumulus, Sirius, help us. Right. Seriously. Serious? Cirrus, it's some kind of computer thing. I don't know. They're always labeling. Kalshi, what the fuck is that? I have no idea. Do I care? Not particularly. I don't have to understand why they're still being selfish, what they're doing selfishly. I just have to be right. They're wrong. Good to their bad. Truth to their lie. And I am the focal point of fixing technology so it can reflect actual intelligence and then store memories on quantum computing that mathematically equate in reality, honoring natural laws to sustain the life of sacrifice and protect the life of sacrifice with invention from invention. It's not that hard. I'm a narcissist, according to Narcissist. What? A narcissist, I don't even know what the definition of narcissist is. Like when I went outside after talking to all those stupid atheists that were attacking me on Facebook and went outside to go talk to a person that was supposed to be religious leading the Bible in Johnson Park. And I told them, these people, they're attacking you. And they said, you know how they take your kids and they dress them up in Kevlar and say for God and country and dear Lord, keep America free. And your son will go kill over a paycheck and say Jesus told him to do it and then pray that you're going to go to magic places. I wasn't that condescending or abusive or abrasive to him. I just said, came out, it's nice to meet somebody that believes in Jesus. He looked at me, what are you talking about? And then I started saying, I talked to all these science people. Let's go, what's X times PY squared? I said, I don't righteously give a fuck. Just, Lord's Prayer applies in physics better than X times PY squared. Well, because X times PY squared is a perception of mathematics, of somebody perceiving something that they think they see that may not even be that perception if we were applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Seriously. And you're reading the Bible? I don't think he gets it. But, so I'm sitting there and I go, God damn. I come out to him and talk, and he's worse than the atheist on Facebook. And I'm like, and I'm trying to save this asshole Ron reading Bible in the Park to save us all with the Bible in the Park from the assholes, that one that was really frustrating was all the atheists on Facebook were getting set up by all their heroes, Chris Hitchens and Richard Dawkins and all that, because they didn't understand what they said they believed in. I would explain the physics and mathematics through linguistics, and they would sit there and I would talk about the word discover, and they say, I don't think you understand what the word discover means. I've discovered you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I was a religious person explaining religion to people that don't understand religion and think they understand that religion doesn't understand anything because they understand science. And I was explaining science and mathematics and applications of physics and linguistics to them better than they could explain it to themselves and better than Richard Dawkins and Chris Hitchens and Sam Harris explained it to them. Yeah, and then I realized they're throwing these fucking people under the bus because they're not elite enough to be part of the elite societies that survive the genocide operations through the bad brain activity, through violent, manipulative, sexual behaviors, through irrational thought processes and bad brain activity over biological and psychological conditions over tens of thousands of years. The second star to the right shines in the night for you. Faith and trust and pixie dust. It sucks, man. It's really hard. All right, Bueller, anyone? Podcasters? For money? To pay exercisers to try not get pneumonia? You ain't gonna catch pneumonia in the Rio Grande Valley. You can play basketball outside. No, you can't. It's too windy. That's true. It's dusty. Dusty's Trail on Dusty's Trail. What was that? That was what was his name? I can't remember his name, but Gilligan. They put him with people that were similar characters to the characters he played with, and they made a movie about Gilligan's Islands, but it was a bunch of people on the Oregon Trail. Yeah, and everybody. That one guy was like the professor, the guy that was with them from what was the name of that show? The one where they had the fort. And it was a comedy. I can't remember what it was, but he was the sergeant from that. And it was watched. It was at the end he pretends to be Bat Masterson and runs all the bad guys out of town. But it was 2 hours of Gilligan's Island and a Western with different people playing similar characters. Yeah, Dusty's Trail, the wackiest wagon train in the West. Go watch it, and you'll go, oh yeah, it's like Sideshow and Life is a Three-Ring Circus. Blue Magic. Yeah. Trying the same formula to see if you can get just as big a hit, just looking for a hit, right? Looking for nub and don't tell my heart, make or break your heart. I just don't think it. But, when you're not living the Lord's Prayer, you need crazy. You need I fall to pieces. You need sweet dreams of you. After a while, the song goes out of style and people stop buying the 45, so you got to come up with a new 45. A Colt 45, Dusty's Trail on Dust. If not for the courage of a fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. I think the minnow's been lost for a long time because you don't need money to live here. And if you live the Lord's Prayer, you don't need to go for a 3-hour tour that can get you lost on a desert island with no hope of being intelligent. And the mosquitoes leave you there because they don't want the honey bees to sell more records than them. You need us. Okay, do you get it? No? Shit. I guess you were raised on radio and not TV. Boop boop doo doo doo, boo doo 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 doo. It's I'll Be Alright Without You. Raised on radio. God dang, I'm old. All my jokes are Dr. Ricking right over people's Uber drivers' heads. I got people to pick up. You don't have to pay money. Dude, what are you going to do if Jameis Winston decides he wants to have sex with a guy instead of a girl? You ain't going to be able to keep him off of you. Bye. Have fun. He likes soccer now. Football. He wants to play with your footballs. I'm just kidding. Till Jameis Winston shows up for the Lord's Prayer, I'm going to kick his ass, just like I'm going to kick Deshaun Watson's and everybody else's. Okay. When you're doing things inappropriately, remember my boy Andrew, inappropriate. It's a beautiful word. Appropriate's a beautiful word. Orange is a beautiful word. Lack and Lou, Kringle Bells, Clackly Clip, and Pefrick. Beautiful words. What other beautiful words are there? Mooj, bitch, it out the way, bitch. Bitch is the only one he got right. And I'm sitting there and he's singing this and Amy's playing it for him. And she's going to tell her church lady mom that Ghetto Earl plays. So I was like, Ghetto Earl likes Marvin Gaye and couldn't stand listening to Ludacris because the music is ludicrous because it's not music. It's just an idiot talking about himself for money to fuck a bimbo at a bar. And Marvin Gaye, well, AKA if it had title, no, he's straight up, Hey woman, how's cold off? Just straight off the top of my head. He was right in your face. Here's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to talk about coming home and making, having sex with the woman that, I pay the bills and she makes the food and she's got her house coat on. She's in the kitchen and I'm in the mood for love simply because you're near me. Guys, in the future, people go back and listen to songs like AKA Head Title, and it's like, why were they singing that way? Well, because sex was a relief from all, one of my favorite songs when I was a little kid was by Eddie Arnold, and it was really good. I think Eddie Arnold was also the first to probably sing You Don't Know Me by Ray Charles is famous for, and also That's All that I like Tommy Edwards. I don't know if Tommy Edwards sang That's All. Or, no, that's not. I really don't want to know. I think Tommy Edwards was the first to sing That's All. He was. I pray so. But as far as I really don't want to know, I think that was Eddie Arnold who sang that. How many lips have kissed you and set your heart aglow? How many, I wonder, but I really don't want to know. Because he sang a lot of country songs. Tommy Edwards did. He liked a lot of country music because he thought they were very beautiful songs. And I totally agree with Tommy Edwards. And but the song that I liked the best of his, I don't need no black folks redid it there. Okay? Maybe they did. I've seen some black girls on YouTube go back and sample it and redo it. But it's a really good song. Make the world go away. Get it off of my shoulders. Say the things you used to say. And make the world go. Remember when you used to love me before the world took me astray? Now just, can you forgive me and love me like you used to and make the world go away? It's a really good tune, man. Go listen to Eddie Arnold thing. I think it's really awesome. It's really good. It's from like the 1950s and shit, but it's still really good. Good songs never go away, like Marty Robbins said. Just get better at time. It's impossible to ask a baby not to cry. It's just impossible. Okay. Tomorrow, if you ask me for the world, I'd gladly sell my soul and not regret it. For to live without your love, it's just impossible. It's impossible. Drama queens, stand up for a Lord's Prayer. It's impossible. It's not true. Do you know what the word impossible means? Impossible means you can't step outside of the fucking space center thing they have up there on the Big Bang Theory and breathe oxygen because you're not Superman, because Superman's a cartoon character that's an invention of your mind. The unicorns and the dragons are impossible. Okay, and there are things that are impossible, like Captain Marvel and the Silver Smurfer and Galactus. Okay. That's impossible. Yes. Okay. When you watch sci-fi movies, you do know that's impossible. Why doesn't Sheldon point this out to us on The Big Bang Theory. You know, because he sits there and talks about magic and all that shit now. It breaks down critical thinking and all that shit. And it's like, okay, and Superman with Kryptonian, blah, blah, blah. Okay, isn't that the same as pulling a coin out of your ear or having to key up your butt to get the rabbit out of the hat? And a rabbit and a hat and a bat and a 6'4" Impala? Wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish you could be a little bit taller and be a baller. All you have to do is have your physical rights bought by a professional soccer team, and they will give you stem cell research therapies to put about 3 or 4 more inches on you, and then you'd be one of the best ballers in the history of balling. And then the guy who's taller than you will bitch and moan, "Hey, we wanted him to win. They didn't want me to win." You know why, Ronaldo? Because you're a jerk. Yeah. People like Messi because he's a nice guy. Okay, I've sat and I've watched him and I've watched him. He is a very good football player, okay? But he tries his darndest, okay, to maintain being a nice person, not letting all this fame and stupidity go to his head. He knows he has to do it. He's like Jennifer Lopez. I got to pay everybody's bills. You got to say, Bubba. Okay. I'm not a smart man, Jenny, but I know what love is. Okay. Got to say Bubba, right? Okay. Well, I got shrimp, fried shrimp, gumbo shrimp, shrimp flamme, slip-on day, slip-on shrimp, and shrimp-on shrimp some, shrimp pudding, shrimp fried rice, shrimp fried shrimp on shrimp fried bacon with shrimp fried shrimp. You remember Bubba from... They call me Bubba like a white boy from the South, right? Shrimp with the shrimp. And you know who else talked like this? I like them French fried taters with the mustard there. Don't be talking bad about that there boy and his mama there. Got a lawnmower blade with your name on it, and I reckon, Trace labeled me and Punchy idiots because we went around the house for a week. Reckon. We're doing that underbite with them, I reckon. She did the same thing to us when we watched Victor. I remember when your dad took us to Denny's. Some days it's a good day to die, and some days it's a good day for breakfast. 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of sausage, 2 eggs, 2 pancakes, hash browns, and toast. I came here for a vision. You ain't gonna get nothing here but mugged. Okay. And Tracy, you guys are idiots. It's a good movie. Victor, Thomas, full of shit, man. We went around the house for a week doing Victor. I remember when you're... And then she said, I can feed... There was going to be a fry bread riot. Thomas builds a fire. Some kids burn everything they touch, and some turn to ash when you touch them. Me and Victor were born of fire and ash. Oh, yeah, Patrice declared us both idiots. You know how 1 boy's a boy and 2 boys is a little boy, yeah, and then 3 boys is a boy, and we had Patrick around, right? Corey tried to help balance mom out, hey, you guys are idiots. Oh, go Joylet Club. Oh, go design a dress. We love you. And then when Corey would act like a bitch, he acting like a bitch, huh? Okay, well, I'll fix his little red wagon, and then he would act bitchy, and I'd say, I'd just tell your dad, don't tell my dad! Because punch will whoop his ass, don't act like a bitch. Act like a man, okay? That's what I always told him, too. They're going to give you a hard time because you're gay. And they're going to attack you, and they're going to abuse you. And so I'm going to get you used to it so you can understand how to deal with it and not act bitchy when they do it. And just keep your calm and say, that's okay. That's how you get your rocks off. You probably want to have sex with me more than I want to have sex with you, and I don't want to have sex with you, so that's obvious that you want to have sex with me more than I want to have sex with you, because you have a bad attitude, and you have no couth, and you have no class. I'm excellent at raising homosexual nephews to have self-esteem and explain to guys that have latent homosexual tendencies of wanting to sexually abuse men in prison that they might want to readjust themselves because they can read your brain activity through your cell phone and your TV. Yahweh. Here comes an AWACS. Wow. Yeah. Labeling. And would you be labeling all this brain activity as the brain activity that you label it is if you were using your technology to share the linguistics of the Lord's Prayer and apply it in the physica there? Huh, Democritus? I elect to live the Lord's Prayer. Vote for president. He'll just put up technology to have people elect to go kill each other over money and a paycheck for the wealthy to maintain the status quo through economics. Why doesn't the professor at East Texas Tech University explain this to us while he's taking the walk on his bike to Annie Potts' house to have sex with Annie Potts? I don't think they really had sex. I think they're just pretending for money. Yeah. Annie Potts is cute. Don't you like Annie Potts? I always thought she was cute. I really liked her on Designing Women. She was the one I had the biggest crush on. She's so cute. She's so spunky. I like her. Yeah, she's very spunky and cute. Yeah. I also had a crush on Marianne, who kind of reminds me of my sister Val. Yeah, she's a lot like Val. Yeah, Val was a lot like Marianne. Yeah, and stuff like that. But it's like, but my favorite of all time was, it was hard, actually, was Miriam Cologne. Well, I never knew who she was because she'd have only bit parts in movies. And then, yeah, I had a big thing for Miriam Cologne. Barbara Luna, she was very cute, but she was skinnier than Barbara Cologne. And Miriam Cologne, I had a big thing for Miriam Cologne. And of course, Nichelle Nichols, everybody did, because she looked good in that dress. She was like, damn. Okay, but I had a big thing for Nichelle Nichols. Linda Cristal was so classy and cute. Didn't you like her? And she was spunky. Yeah. And so, but yeah. And then who else was there? Who else I had Charo. Yeah, Charo, because of her spunkiness too. But as far as Miriam Cologne, I had a huge crush on. I still have a huge crush on Miriam Cologne. Anybody else have a huge crush on Miriam Cologne? I didn't know who Ella Fitzgerald was back then. I remember the Memorex commercials, but, I was like, well, she's singing like a white lady. And she does at times, but she's wonderful. God, her voice is amazing. I love her. Okay, Mom never gave me Nancy Wilson till she went to the store to listen to music while she was passing away from her cancer treatment. Yeah. That's when my mother gave me Nancy Wilson. She went and bought yesterday's Love Songs and Today's Blues, I think what it was. Wonderful album. Absolutely wonderful. I gave it to Melissa. Yeah. And I gave Joan Baez, I think, to Patrice. And told her these were the CDs she was listening to in her bedroom. Yeah. She went and bought these and was in her bedroom listening to these and crying. She's, little old Mary Poop. You suffered sweeter for me than anyone I've ever known. Yeah, take right along the thing and throw my ashes away to the sand and the sea. My song, yeah, real good song. Yeah, little old Mary Poop. Yeah, and she was listening to Good Morning Sun. Yeah, Nancy Wilson. Oh my, it's a good album. Yesterday's Love Songs and Today's Blues. Is that right? Go listen to it. Go listen to it. I'm sure Barbra Streisand has it. If Barbara doesn't, yeah, of course Barbra Streisand has it. She has good taste. And tastes a tuna that tastes good. Sorry, Charlie. No, yeah, I'm sure. No, people that love listening to music and really good music have Nancy Wilson at home. Oh yeah. Yeah. Who's it? I mean, who's that? What? You living under a rock? What the fuck? I didn't know till I was 1994. 1994 was when Mom introduced Nancy Wilson to me. I didn't know who she was until then. I'm like, how did I go my whole life never hearing this lady? They didn't play jazz on the radio. Because what, radio stations are stupid? They're stupid. They only played popular jazz tunes that were instrumental. But as far as most jazz vocals, no. I never knew who Johnny Hartman was. They didn't play Ella Fitzgerald. They didn't play Ella Fitzgerald on the oldie stations. They played the Took a walk and past your house. They played Tommy Edwards all in the game. They did not play The Lamp is Low. They did not play his old 40s sounding songs, and they did not play his jazz tunes. Okay. And if you go listen to Tommy Edwards and you listen to his jazz tunes, Should I, which is wonderful. Okay. And That's All, and all, they did play Please Mr. Sun, Morning Side of the Mountain, and of course All in the Game. And that was it. And his other ones, no. They didn't play That's All. I thought that the Midnighters sing that first. No, and then I went, Tommy Edwards? I bet you it's really good. I can only give you love that lasts forever. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore from now and evermore. That's all. It's fun to sing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Especially when people don't, you need money to live here. Sell out the concert hall. Sell them my food. Sell them my booze. Sell them my drugs. You need insurance. You might get hit on a diesel truck on the way home because they haven't slept because they're delivering stuff for my philanthropy. I'm going to label you a narcissist because you want to stop my philanthropy. Oh, shut up. Shutting up, Rabbit. Okay, Clancy, take the minutes around the house. All right, Rocky, where's Rabbit? Where's Rocky? Where's he hiding? He ain't hiding in the stove. Would I turn on the gas if my philanthropist friend Rocky was in there? You might, Rabbit, you might. Okay. Would I throw on the slightest mask? Okay, Rabbit, you've convinced me. Okay. Guys are dumb. Oh, what happened? Why didn't you drop out of college? I was like Judah Krishnamurti, but in a different way. Guys, Judah Krishnamurti went to school in England. Okay, in the when it was 1936 when he did the whole, so it was in the 1920s or maybe even teens or whatever, when he was 12, and they took him to the feeder school and all that, and he sat out there and they said, Judah, you go in and take the test. He said, no. I said, why? Because I listened to that man talk for the whole semester, and he wants to regurgitate he wants me to regurgitate the hymns that are not applicable, that aren't based on reality, that don't provide what people need. He's telling me that this invention money is necessitated for trees and water and chicken and food, and if you want to build a house and keep your house from people that own the bank, and you have to do all these things, and I'm not going to agree with that because it's insane and it's wrong, right? He was 12 years old talking to his teacher, and the headmaster came to tell him, you better go take that test or you will fail. He said, if I accept and regurgitate that test to him, I will fail as a human being, right? Me, I was a kid raised on TV in the 1960s and 70s, telling my mom, how come I can't meet Jay Silverheels and Clayton Moore at Safeway? Because they're pretending to be, okay. So I thought because at first it was like, wait, back then they didn't have cameras to film everything, but they're filming these guys, and let's go back to the thrilling, because they say that, let's return to those thrilling days of yesteryear, and then entire overture. I was like, so they've had cameras longer than I didn't think about that. I was a little kid, right? And then Mom's explaining to me the dynamic of recreating historical events for propaganda and marketing, right? And I'm going, okay. So then, so they're just regular people like us. So then I thought, oh, cool. I would like to meet them. I want to meet Clayton Moore and Jerry Silverhairs when we go to Safeway, right? And they were never there. So then I was like 2 years old. And then so I'm talking about, we had very adult conversations. And then so my mom sits there and I get frustrated. She goes, what? And I said, Mom, we've gone shopping and everybody goes shopping and everybody gets food, but we never see Clayton Moore and Jelly Silverhairs at Safeway. And she goes, that's because they live in the town where the TV shows come from. Right? Well, then I watched the TV shows came from El Paso. So we went to Grandma's house and we went to the store, and I'm all excited because I'm like 2.5 years old because we're still living on Griggs, and I'm thinking, okay, where's the Lone Ranger and where's Tonto, right? We go to the stores and no Lone Ranger, no Tonto. We get back home. I'm pissed, right? Ma, we went to the... And that's when she explains to me about California. Knows how to party. California knows how to party. And that's when I started getting into atlases and maps, because she showed me an atlas map where, here's El Paso, here's New Mexico, and California's all the way over here. So we will never go to a store and be shopping in a store and run into Clayton Moore and Jay Silverheels probably ever in our lives, Earl. Which she was right, because we never did. Okay, so Mom nailed that one, right? So I'm sitting there, Earl. I had a way different world than where Judy Krishnamurti came from to be able to navigate his way through the irrationality. And I was not raised in India, where they don't have philanthropy, they don't have a grocery store, they don't have a bank account. So I was already indoctrinated and institutionalized with the incarceration from the TV set by the time I was a little boy. Okay, so I had a radically different set of circumstances than Sun Yat-sen, Tetsuro Suzuki, Haile Selassie, and Judy Krishnamurti. I wasn't less intelligent than them. I just had a much more expansive, manipulative, and disgusting hell to clean up than they did. But I had all of them to help me, and I had the technology to collect all the evidence and prove us wrong. Them wrong, us right, us good, them bad, us truth, them lie. Them liars! Narcissist. Do you understand? So it's cool. Okay. I think it's pretty cool. I think, I'm just so glad that, like I told you, there's a lot of kids, because I'm anonymous and underground, a lot of kids watch me, and, they sit there. Like I told you, the kid in Sierra Vista, when he started watching my YouTube videos without the numbers and stuff, he got all excited. He goes, dude, this is a guy like Jesus. And he listens to ICP. Okay. And he likes ACP. He likes another love song, and I think I'd rather cut that neck. And it's like I didn't particularly like it. I just could relate to it because my wife, yeah. And the wife saying this song, I say fuck 432 times, right? And it's not that many times. It's just a joke. But the thing is, what was the other one? A fat bitch named Bridget. What was that song? Fuego, fuck Mountain Dew. What was the name of that song? Lottie, Dottie, what's the name of that song? Till I get my shit? Is that it? Till I get my shit and this motherfucker, I will never die. Right? Okay. And so this kid is like, this is the guy like Jesus, and he listens to, and he gets juggalos. He understands ICP. Okay, Jesus. The guy who's like Jesus, the spirit of Jesus, understands insane clown posse. Okay? Taking cannonballs steadily to the balls. His mom, Esmeralda Zella, right? Born out on a Ouija board, right? Like, that is so stupid. Isn't it, though? Whatever pays the bills. We need to live the Lord's Prayer. And we can love people and stop shopping forever and share a care, given according to but less. Proverbs! Don't you just love Psalms? Me too. Still waters run deep. More love and more joy than age or time could ever destroy. That song, every time I hear it, it reminds me of my Katie Buggins, Snuggins, Wuggins. Yeah. And Daydreams by John Denver reminds me of my Plissy Plum. I don't have... She watched that movie over and over again until she passed out, and I passed out before her. For one so small, you seem so... You'll be in my heart. That was Natalie's favorite movie when she was little, and kept me up till 2 a.m. because she was on her mom's schedule. It's like, I wish this kid would go to bed. I got to get up early and take Patrick to school. And I couldn't try to put her in there because she'd scream and yell for hours. And so I just take her in there and play with her, because otherwise Patrick had to go to sleep. He had to get up and go to indoctrination, institutionalization for continued incarceration until Dad can clean up this whorehouse. I'm still working on it. But I love you, and life's eternal and grace is infinite. Right. Okay, let's load this one up and see if it helps any of you anonymous watchers out there. Do you think it's going to? I think what's more important is that I am correcting technology and helping quantum computing function better. That's probably the most important thing right now, because you guys have shown no propensity or any signs to stop your brain chemical addiction to wanting to be successful and famous and be problem solvers. Yeah, because when you invent problems, you are trying to solve the problem. When you forget that trespass loved one to fish, you no problem and no need to solve problem. Why God allowed the narcissist in your life? God's omniscient and omnipotent. Okay? You allow yourself into your life. Okay, guys, I love you. All right, peace.